are this afternoon's top stories. Investment Amendment Bill 2015 and Banking Bill 2015 to be addressed at second sitting of Parliament. President Granger to make Bartica a town in 10 months. And water cannons deployed in Armenian electricity price hike protest. Good afternoon and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Tuesday, 23rd June 2015. I am JD Keynes. Nationally, the Citizenship by Investment Amendment Bill 2015 and the Banking Bill 2015 will be up for debate next Tuesday when the National Assembly of St. Kitts and Nevis meets for its second sitting under the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris-led government. Attorney General the Honorable Vincent Byron, during an address which aired today on ZIZ television and will air again later today, revealed the agenda items for the upcoming sitting.
Following the announcements by the Speaker, Mr. Franklin Brandt, and prayers, the oath of allegiance is expected to be taken by those members, the opposition members in Parliament, who had been absent from the first sitting. The order paper provides for statements by ministers and personal statements by members. The main order of business is the introduction of the Banking Bill 2015 for subsequent debate and the Citizenship by Investment Amendment Bill 2015.
Next Tuesday's National Assembly sitting will convene at 10 a.m. Today, St. Kitts and Nevis' Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, addressed the opening ceremony of a major regional forum in Antigua. Being held under the theme CARICOM Overcoming Challenges, Pathway to Development, the one-day forum was organized by the government of Antigua and Barbuda to sensitize the public about the objectives of the CARICOM Strategic Development Plan. Antigua and Barbuda's Prime Minister, the Honorable Gaston Brown, will deliver the feature address. Trinidad and Tobago's Foreign Affairs Minister, Mr. Winston Ducaran, and Director of Strategic Management at the CARICOM Secretariat, Mr. Craig Beresford, will address one of the key themes of the forum, CARICOM's Strategic Development Plan and measures to achieve economic sustainability. Antigua and Barbuda's ambassador to CARICOM, Clarence Henry, one of the principal organizers, says the forum is aimed at sensitizing the public about the CARICOM strategic plan and the reform process in the integration architecture, including its governance arrangements. The forum runs until 5 p.m. For the first time in years, senior pageant contestants for Nevis' Culturama Festival have received their complete sponsorship allowance in one payment. Executive Director of the Festival Secretariat and member of the 2015 Culturama Committee, Antonio Liebert, made the disclosure yesterday, Monday, during a telephone interview with ZIZ News.
In previous years, due to financial constraints, we were not able to give the contestants the full amount of their sponsorship money at the time of contract signing. However, this morning we were able to give the Miss Culture Queen pageant contestants, 6 of them. Each of them got $6,500, which represented 100% of the sponsorship funds.
In addition to the Miss Culture Queen pageant contestants, the Miss Culture Swimwear and Mr. Cool participants also received their full sponsorship payment, which, according to Liebert, equates to $2,500 each. We turn our attention now to news on the regional scene. Come April 23, 2016, Guyana's gold mine in Bartica will attain the status of township in keeping with a promise made by President David Granger during his election campaign and an ordinance made by the British government some 178 years ago. The president made the announcement during a public meeting at the Bartica Secondary School.
The announcement of imminent township status for the mining community of Bartica came as President David Granger addressed the residents at the Bartica Secondary School at the weekend.
In fact, Bartica will be a town on the 23rd of April 2016. So you have 10 months warning, 10 months notice. 10 months to prepare for the biggest party Bartica's ever had. 178 years ago, the colonial government passed an ordinance for the establishment of Bartik as a town. It will be fulfilled next year on the 23rd of April, the same day.
He urged the community to use the 10 months ahead to make Bartika the first green town and explained his vision.
I want Bartika to launch a specific experiment in this country. I want Bartika to be Guyana's first green town. What do I mean? By a green town, I mean that you must look at your energy. Stop bringing all this dieseline and gasoline. Let us use wind, let us use sun power, like my watch. All I have to do is wear this watch in the sunlight. I don't have to wind it, I don't have to do anything. But we have to adopt green energy. And Bartika must be a green town, Guyana's first green town.
President Granger urged the residents to reduce the use of styrofoam and plastic and to pay attention to proper garbage disposal. President Granger spent his early years in Bartika.
The High Command of St. Lucia's Marine Unit is working with counterparts in Martinique to determine whether as many as 8 St. Lucians have met their demise in the waters between the two islands on 2 separate expeditions last week. The head of St. Lucia's Marine Unit has confirmed that authorities are waiting on the French to determine the identity of 4 men found dead in Martinique. Dennery families fear those are the bodies of their loved ones reported missing. More in this report.
A number of Dennery families are waiting and praying as French authorities seek to ID 4 men found dead on the French island last week. It brought to 4 the number of dead men found washed up on shore and believed to be St. Lucian nationals. The first gruesome finding was made by French police on Thursday, June 18th, after a vessel ran aground in the south of the island.
Information indicates that the deceased seems to be from Dennery and in his late or early 60s. The vessel was being powered by a 115 horsepower engine. The colors are blue, yellow, red and green. And we are continuing investigation into this matter with the French.
3 days later, 3 bodies were found by the French off the coast of Martinique. The discovery was made less than 24 hours after panicked family members filed an official police report stating that as many as 7 men set sail from St. Lucia to Martinique around 2 a.m. on Thursday, June 18th. Worried family members also took to the airwaves to plead for assistance. ASP Preville says postmortems will reveal whether the family's worst fears are confirmed. He says local law enforcement officials are concerned about the number of men setting off to sea in less than suitable conditions.
And those bodies are believed to be those of St. Lucian nationals. We are working with the French to try to identify those bodies. Traveling along the coast with a vessel, you need to have local knowledge, but traveling from one island to the next, you need to know the sea behavior, sea conditions and things. So that seems to be a concern in terms of the time they go out, the condition of the sea and that sort of thing.
The head of the Marine Unit says his team is in contact with the family members of those missing at sea and is waiting on the French authorities to relay information to the anxious relatives. ASP Preville says anyone planning on venturing out to sea should monitor weather reports and exercise caution. Alison Kentish, HTS News Force.
Internationally, on Monday evening, scuffles between police and protesters broke out as thousands of activists marched through the streets of Yerevan, condemning the increase of electricity prices. The Regulatory Commission raised electricity prices by 16% last week and increased them for the 3rd time within 3 years. Armenian President Serge Sarkisian proposed to meet a small group of protesters, but the activists rejected the offer and took to the streets instead. As the demonstrators attempted to march through Marshal Bagrami an avenue, they were blocked by the police using water cannons, which then resulted in a sit-in protest. No injuries or arrests have been reported. If the price increase is not reviewed, protesters warned they will march on the president's residence. The police has cautioned that they can use force should public order be disrupted. In more international news, locals were forced to transfer the bodies of victims from Pakistan's deadly heat wave via auto rickshaws and buses in Karachi on Monday, as hospitals struggled to deal with the mounting death toll, with state media reporting that more than 591 have died in the region. One hospital put a handwritten notice reading, "Sorry, no space for dead body." Bodies wrapped in white sheets were taken from Karachi morgue to their families and loved ones as quickly as possible to make more room for the mounting numbers of people killed in high temperatures. The government has reported that numbers are rising in Karachi and other parts of Sindh province as a result of the heat wave, which has seen temperatures rise as high as 45 degrees Celsius or 113 degrees Fahrenheit. Relief is expected for Karachi with the impending arrival of monsoon rains. And now the weather. Today will be generally cloudy with hazy with a chance of a few passing showers. Tonight we can expect partly cloudy skies. Winds today are moderate at 16 miles per hour from the east-northeast. Temperatures are expected to reach a high of 26 degrees Celsius or 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are moderate to rough with waves of 1.5 to 2.1 meters or 5 to 7 feet. A small craft advisory is in effect and sea bathers should exercise caution. Sunset for today will be at 6:48 p.m. and sunrise for tomorrow will be at 5:39 a.m. That brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for the details to these stories and more. Thanks for tuning in. I'm JD Gaines. Good afternoon.